Ja, hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Planescape Torment. Wir sind hier im Grottle soweit fertig und bevor wir jetzt erstmal noch irgendwas machen, machen wir erstmal Morts Level Up. Was ist denn hier? +1 Fist Proficiency. So, ne? Ja, das sieht da alles ganz passabel aus. Könnte es noch ein bisschen stärker gebrauchen. Naja. Okay. Gut, dann voll von
How may I
Grace.
help you?
Who are you again? Ja. Nee, das wissen wir noch. I spoke to 9 of the students, as you asked, but I could not find the 10th. And you could not find the 10th student? How curious. I'm thinking the 10th student is me, in which case I've spoken to all of them. She nods. Very well. And your thoughts? Oh, I guess so. You know, I should leave this place of plans. There's nothing more for either of us. That it means to aspire to be a sensate, and that it is better to go in search of experience rather than have it come to you. You should get rid of all the armors in the brothel and use them as firewood. Das ist auch nett. That it is better to go in search of experience. Very well. I will travel with you if you still desire my company. I do.
You know, I've learned some new tricks. Oh, Mistress High and Mighty will be joining us. What do we need her for?
You couldn't possibly understand.
Entschuldigung. Oh, ist das...
I wish she would fall from great height. I might even bump her off myself.
Anna, nur kleiner Tipp, sie kann fliegen. Das wird nichts bringen mit dem... Ne? Aber... ja, wunderbar. Na gut, dann... willkommen in unserer Party.
It is good to be
Great.
journeying again. The brothel was a learning experience, but I think it was time I moved on.
Gut. So, dann...
May my faith lend me strength.
Ach so. Ach, das ist die Combat AI, die sozusagen jetzt gleich mal anfängt zu heilen. Ja, das ist ja auch nett. Obwohl, das ist ein bisschen blöd, wenn du das mit einem Kampf machst und dann immer jedes Mal in den Nahkampf rennst, um da irgendeinen Nahkämpfer zu heilen. Das müssen wir... Können wir das irgendwie... Ich glaube, man kann hier im Gegensatz zu Baldur's Gate keine Skripte zuweisen. Nee, ich glaube, das geht nicht. Nee, Quatsch. Geht das bei den Statistics vielleicht? Nee. Na, gucken wir uns mal ihre Biography an. My past is not a long one, at least by Tannery standards. I do not know if you are familiar with the Tannery, but we are a race of the Abyss, a staggered series of planes filled with chaos and evil hearts. I am a Tannery, a fiend, a succubus. I grew up upon the first plane of the Abyss. My mother was a succubus herself. As I am sure you are aware, succubi attempt mortals to bring their souls to the Abyss. My mother was among the finest, seducing countless mortal men to their eternal damnation. Klingt verlockend. She now dwells in the Abyss, selling her children into slavery. Ja, klar. She sold me to the Baatorian, the blood enemies of the Tannery. I think she rather expected that they would kill me. Despite her knowledge of other subjects, she knows little of their culture and the delight they take in tormenting others. Und warum hast du den Baatorian verkauft? Muttchen? Das ist aber... Naja, Dämonen halt. Fortunately, the Baatorian are a proud species. The thought that Tannery could best them at anything was something intolerable to them. So I challenged one of the proudest of the Kornugon to a contest of improvisation. And it was here that my Tannery heart allowed me to win the day. Na gut, dass er Improvisation als Chaotic Creature besser bist als ein Lawful Batesu, das ist ja wohl naheliegend. Also, das war eine gute Idee. Hast du das Regelwerk gelesen? Second Edition, das ist hilfreich. The Tannery are creatures, da steht's, wild and unpredictable. The Batesu are more cunning fiends with orderly hearts. They understand improvisation, but they are not among its best practitioners. And thus I won my freedom. Herr Pirx, wenn du einfach weitergelesen hättest, hättest du diese Erklärung ersparen können. That was a very long time ago. I left the lower planes for Sigil. I encountered the Society of Sensation, and my experiences upon the Batesu instilled in me a desire to learn more of the multiverse. Why? I believe there is a truth to the multiverse, even if the truth is that there is no truth at all. I believe that the planes are meant to be experienced, and the more one experiences in traveling, in joy, in pain, in merriment, or in suffering, the more the multiverse reveals itself to you, and the more you are revealed to yourself. Okay. So, aber wir können hier irgendwie dein Dings kann man nicht festlegen, ne? Wir können hier nur die Party-KI komplett ausschalten. Was wir, glaube ich, mal machen werden. Weil das ist einfach das typische Priesterproblem, wenn die von einer KI gesteuert werden, dass die halt immer heilen wollen, was ja vom Prinzip auch ihr Job ist, nur dann halt ohne Rücksicht auf Verluste und dann in jedes Handgemenge laufen und dann natürlich in kürzester Zeit totgeschlagen werden. Also, das ist okay. So, wie siehst du das? Hast du denn? Stärke 13, 16, ganz passabel, Charisma 19, ja, wir haben es ja. Lawful Neutral, Okay. Und Spellbook. Nee. Wo ist denn das Priest-Ding? Match Spellbook, Priest-Scroll, da. Was haben wir hier? Cure Light Wounds, Protection from Evil. Ne, das brauchen wir nicht. Wir sind selber evil genug. Blessing, ja, schadet nicht. Curse, Detect Evil. Halo of Lesser Revelation. Making them easier to see and to be hit. Cure Moderate Wounds, Spiritual Hammer ist auch nicht schlecht. 8, macht das. Präsenz to hit. Brauchen wir nicht. Prayer, Call Lightning, Speak with the Dead. Initiate dialogue with a dead body within speaking range. Das klingt nicht ganz blöd. Flamewalk. Saving throws against fire-based attack. Na gut. Ja, Call Lightning ist schon nett. Prayer ist natürlich auch nett. Speak with Dead. Wenn ich jetzt wüsste, ob man das braucht. The dead body within speaking range. Naja, erstmal lassen wir es so. Cure Serious Wounds. Okay. Gut. Okay, dann gucken wir uns nochmal deine Items an. Far from Grace's Diary. This book looks like it is made from paper-thin silver sheets. The engraving of a woman is on the cover of the text, and there is a small lock on the side of the book. No matter how you try, the lock resists your attempts to open it. Use. This book looks like it is... Well, I didn't want to read it anyway. Well, at least not yet. Okay. Sehr nett.
Watch the hand, sir.
This is Grace's basic attack. It does slight slashing damage.
Watch the hand, sir.
Was haben wir hier? Rings. They give a slight amount of protection from spells and other magic. They look... and like almost everything else, they look really good on her. So, haben wir noch zusätzliche Ohrringe. Haben wir nicht. Haben wir... Okay. Goldring bringt nichts. Ja, so richtig Ausrüstung für dich haben wir noch nicht. Das braucht Grace nicht. Plus 3 ist Safe versus Poison. Naja, bis wir einen besseren Ring finden, geben wir dir erstmal den.
Does this mean we are engaged?
Schaust du das jedes Mal? Ah, okay. Verstehe. Das kannte ich mich nicht erinnern, das ist auch nett. Okay, das ist mein, ja, eine nette Rüstung. Bodice is made from the tanned hide of some creature. Despite its permanent proper appearance, it does little to detract from Grace's sensuality. The bodice possesses no known powers other than some minor enchantments that prevent it from becoming dirty and repairs minor tears in the fabric.
I do not think we know each other well enough.
Aha, also ausziehen kann man sie nicht.
I do not think we know each other well enough. I do not think we know each other well enough.
Okay, na dann nicht.
Watch the leather.
Bei dir geht's auch nicht. Ja, es ist immer das Gleiche. Einfach so Frauen ausziehen geht nicht. Naja. Ja, dann wollen wir mal gucken, was wir so... können wir ja mal mit dir reden.
Yes?
Can you tell me about the Tannery? Tannery are fiends, some call them demons. Das wissen wir ja eigentlich schon. How did you end up in Sigil? Das wissen wir eigentlich aus der Biografie. It is not a pleasant tale, but still hear it. Okay, jetzt erzählt sie uns das, was wir... Ja. Okay. Parent of Revel. Can I read your diary? No, please. Grace gives a slight smile. A lady must have her secrets. Ja, da hat sie recht. Das stimmt.
Yes?
Can you teach me anything of the art? Ich fürchte nicht. Shakes her head slightly. No, I don't believe so. The art and the disciplines I practice are different. What do you mean? Mein Gott, das ist eine Priesterin, nur sei doch nicht so blöd, nameless one. My powers, as you see them, stem from my faith, not from manipulating energies as the art does. The art is a mechanism by which the power of the multiverse may be harnessed through gestures, rituals, and devices. My powers come to me through a different means. My faith and the nature of my belief allows some of the multiverse to reveal itself to me. What do you believe in? I believe in experience. I believe a person may be changed for the better. The more of the multiverse they are allowed to perceive, and the more the multiverse is allowed to perceive them. My belief in the nature of experience allows me to... She pauses for a moment, thinking. I suppose the best explanation is that my faith allows me to see things differently. When you see the multiverse in such a way, you learn how to change things, mending wounds, seeing a person's heart, and so on, just by willing them to happen. But those changes you make are a lot like spells. Ach, Mensch, nameless one. Na gut, wir können es ja fragen. Do you have a spellbook? No, my spells are, as you call them, they come to me after I've rested and centered myself. When I sleep and awaken, I can focus myself once more. The amount of faith required to change the multiverse around me can be quite taxing on the psyche, I'm afraid. Just being able to see how to change things is not enough. You must have the strength to make the change happen and last. Do you believe in experience because of what happened to you with the Baatorian? Far from Grace nods. I have thought long upon that, and I believe so, yes. She looks at you questioningly. I think it is because I am content with what I have become, and I do not think it would have been possible without experiencing the multiverse as I did. I don't think it has anything to do with you experiencing the multiverse. I think it's how you dealt with the experience that was important. Far from Grace nods slowly. She seems thoughtful. There's a truth in what you say. truth somewhat in here. I think there would have been many others who, when subjected to the experiences you were, would have crumbled. You learn from it and you become stronger. It shows great strength of will and of character. Flattering lie? I think there would be... Sagen wir mal die Wahrheit. Fall from Grace is looking at you silently. And I admire that about you. Not only the strength, but the ability to see such horrors as a way of becoming a better person. Takes a strength few possess. Fall from Grace smiles, then nods. I thank you. Your words are insightful and kind, but I fear that my strength of character is not as strong as it would seem. Yet I try to treat each experience as a new opportunity for learning. Okay.
Yes?
Do you ever use weapons? No, there's seldom the need, and I find that I cannot bear the touch of cold iron or even steel for long periods of time. In any event, I have a number of natural defenses that tend to discourage attackers. Such as
Updated my journal.
the kiss of a succubus is lethal to mortals, though they rarely realize the danger until their death is almost upon them. Ja Gott, hat halt alles Konsequenzen, ne? Wo gehobelt wird, fallen Späne, muss man dann halt entscheiden, ob das ob es das wert ist. Aber ich glaube, hier geht es ja um Kampfsituationen, Pirx. Kommen wir wieder zurück zum Spiel. says, I can resort to it when the need arises. Du kannst im Kampf Leute küssen, das finde ich ja auch lustig. Okay.
Yes?
I wanted to talk about our companions. Me, actually. What did you wish to discuss? Oh Gott, nee, das fragen wir besser noch nicht. Situation. Do you have any idea who or what I might... Do you have any idea who or what I might be? Grace frowns in thought. I freely admit that you are something of an enigma. She smiles. But I find such mysteries intriguing. Shall we attempt to puzzle out your situation? Yes. First, while it is possible that you are a tiefling or some rare crossbreed, my guess is that you are human, or were at one time. Alright, go on. Your appearance is approximately a male, in his early 30s. Approximately. The stitching and scar tissue make an exact determination difficult. Tell me about it. The key to your past is your memory, and it seems that certain locations, events and people trigger seemingly forgotten memories. It would seem to be in your best interest to visit as many locations as possible and speak to as many others as possible. In short, experience your universe as much as possible. Sensate's advice, eh? Far from Grace gives a bemused smile. I would not advise it if I did not practice it, and if you did not already know it to be true. Yeah, that's auch hilfreich. There may be something else that would shed light on my situation. Do you know anything else that might prove helpful? Well, I think there's someone out to murder me, so much so I built a tomb trap to try and kill them. According to an inscription in the tomb, he's been coming after me for, well, as long as my incarnations can remember, it seems. Then, whoever the killer is, he's lived a very long time to have pursued you so long. She taps her chin for a moment. Could the killer be immortal as well? Possibly. I'd like to know any other thoughts you have on my situation. Well, shadows keep coming to kill me. I have a feeling they're following me, but I don't know why. Shadows! Far from Grave is silent for a moment. Shadows are shades of the dead. They do not tend to hunt. They tend to lie in wait for victims. Curious.
Yes?
Ja. Was haben unsere Companions? Dakon? Dakon? Grace raises an eyebrow. He's most uncommon for Githzerai. Really? In what way? Well, he obeys you. That alone would mark him as a pariah among his people. His entire race were once slaves, and even the reminder of servitude for them is distasteful. Yes, he made me a promise to me long ago to serve me until I died. It was after I saved his life, and he did not know that I was immortal. Truly? As a Githzerai, he must be suffering indeed. How did you save his life? After he fell from shrugged lore, one of my previous incarnations came to him as he lay dying in limbo and gave him the broken circle of Serthimon, that religious text he has. If I may ask, do you know why the incarnation saved his life? I think I saved him because of his Karak blade. Curious. Fall from Grace. Ja, hier fehlt, glaube ich, irgendwas. You know, a blade that reflects the will of the wielder is a potent weapon if the wielder knows himself. Perhaps that is why I saved him then. Is there anything else you can tell me about Darkon? Darkon approaches everything in an orderly fashion. Again, most curious for a Githzerai. They tend to be unpredictable. They follow their impulses rather than plan. He seems the most pious Githzerai and a steadfast ally. Was hast du über Anna zu sagen? She is strong and capable, and she is quite passionate. I almost wish I had met her long ago and asked her to come to the brothel. Oh ja, das hätte ich auch gern gesehen. Anna. Oh, das wäre ein Spaß gewesen. Perhaps things might have been different. Grace studies you for a moment. What do you think of her? She has her uses. I think she doesn't care for you very much. Well, I think I could fall in love with her. You might wish to tell her so. I don't know. I seem to leave this wreckage wherever I go, with Deonara especially, and the lives of others I've touched. It might be best to leave well enough alone. To that I would say this. Love may move the planes themselves when it is strong and true, and there's nothing truer in all of my experiences than the truth about how one feels about another. Was hast du zu Morte zu sagen? Morte is most peculiar. I have seen a great deal in my life, but nothing quite like him. He behaves somewhat like a mimir. Granted, there's no denying he is knowledgeable, but he has a certain... She sniffs the air and wrinkles her nose. Baatorian smell about him. Baatorian smell? Yes. That is not a Baatezu, at least of any variety I've encountered. The smell alone, however, makes me treat the skull with caution. What do you mean when you say Baatezu or Baatorian? My apologies, Baator is one of the outer planes, bla bla, wissen wir alles schon. They believe in contracts and hierarchy. In many ways they are like evil bureaucrats. Saying about a mimir. Mimirs are encyclopedias of knowledge. The owner may ask them questions, and if they possess the knowledge, they will inform the user of what it knows. And Morte is a mimir? I don't believe so. Morte lacks the silvery metal that mimirs customarily have. And he seems to have an attitude of his own. Das kann man so sagen, ja. Such qualities are not present in conventional mimirs. Grace shrugs slightly. He may be one, but he's unlike any I've ever encountered. I don't believe Morte is a mimir either. Perhaps there's some test to verify his authenticity, but I would not do one if you value him as a friend. If you do, then you must accept what he has told you. Alright. That's all I wished to discuss. No, mal gucken, was Morte zu sagen hat. Na, Morte, komm mal her.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief? You said you're a mimir, right, Morte? Yeah, a mimir is a floating encyclopedia. You put information in and you get information out. But aren't mimirs made of a silvery metal? So, maybe some are, but I'm not. And there's stranger things to the plains than that, Chief. I don't think you're a mimir, Morte. What are you? What's with the interrogation? What do you know about mimirs anyway? I know enough to think you're lying to me. First that bit about the missing line from my back saying not to trust you, then this. What am I supposed to think? Okay, I'm not a mimir, but I know a lot of stuff, so I might as well be one. Yeah, what are you then? I'm a floating skull who knows a lot. What about that Baatorian smell you have? What would you know about what Baator smells like? Unless... Hey, you've been talking about me with that Tannery, haven't you? What does she know? Well, she obviously touched on something. That is a Baatorian smell, right? Well, yeah, but... Well, yeah, so I smell a little. Excuse me. Why do you smell like Baator? I was in the Hells for a while. Kind of a long while. The stench kind of grows on you. You were in the Hells. What were you doing there? See, well, there's this pillar on Avernus, the first layer of Baator. It's called the Pillar of Skulls, but it's more like the Pillar of Heads. To hear some bashers tell it, it's supposedly made of the heads of Burks, mostly sages and scholars, who used their knowing of this and knowing of that when they were alive to stretch the truth a little, so much they might have hurt or killed someone by doing it. Well, when I died, I ended up there. Funny, huh? No, not really. Morte grows silent for a moment. Yeah, you're right. It's not funny at all. You see, I think I knew a lot of things when I was alive, and maybe when I did know something, I didn't always tell the truth about it. I'm thinking that when I bent the truth once or twice, I may have led to someone getting penned in the dead book sooner than they should have. It was me. Can you remember who? I can't say how I know it, Chief, but I think it was you. Yeah. At least once. Thing is, I can't remember what happened. I don't even remember being human, or what I was even like. Or what I was even like before I woke up on the pillar. Why did you forget? It's pretty much the way of things when you die, as I'm sure you're no stranger to. You just forget. I figure I wasn't a sterling member of the community when I was alive, but hells, who is? Morte sighs. It's just that I can't help it. Nothing's worse than being honest all the time. Except being sentenced to the hells. That sounds a lot worse than telling the truth. Yeah, you're right. Again. Morte clicks his teeth. The way he does it reminds you of someone drumming their fingers. I guess just all that good and evil and lying and cheating catches up with you, and when I got penned in the dead book, it was my turn to pay the ferryman. So how did you escape the pillar?
Updated my journal.
Well, you helped me, Chief. When you showed up at the Pillar of Skulls, I pushed my way to the front. My obvious know-how and charm attracted your attention. You knew that I was the head that knew the most, so I cut a deal with you. Deal? Oh. Yo. As Morte speaks, your vision seems to bleed into a fiery red, and you hear howling, a horrible screaming tower of voices, chittering, screeching and hammering, all of them begging, screaming to be freed, and Morte's voice faint, almost lost in the horde. He sounds desperate, frightened, and pathetically, tragically lost. You, Skull, speak. The howling voices fall silent, and you watch the tiny red-lined skull, its cracked features cast in a hellish light, turn its eyes up at you. Blood and ichor has streamed across its features, and its teeth chatter as if cold. I can help you. I know what you seek. All these heads, all their knowing, just please, I beg you, free me. Let me help you. I'll tell you anything, everything. Will you? Swear it, Skull. Swear you will serve me until my end days, or here you will remain. I swear. Just please, free me. You watch as Morte sickeningly swallows, his pride almost a tangible thing. I beg you, let me help you, please. Very well, I shall free you. Your vision slides as if you are moving, and the howling, screaming cacophony begins again, a nightmarish horde of howls and catcalls and taunts and insults.
The feel of your hands sliding into the filthy quagmire of the pillar, the biting of fangs, mandibles, and your hands locking around the tiny skull and tearing it from the pillar like an old scab. It is done. You look down at the bloody skull in your scarred hands, its eyes covered in ichor from the pillar, and its teeth chatter once, twice. It reminds you of a wailing newborn, helpless, and in the eyes of the man you once were, pathetic. I have freed you. Now your life and your death is mine. Morte. Your vision swells, the mists of the past drifting away, and Morte is still chattering on. We talked for a while, Chief, and you and me seeing whether the arrangement would work, and I think we both were really impressed with each other. So you invited me off the pillar, and I've kind of been with you ever since. So kann man's auch nennen. What happened then? Well, I don't know. I'd lose most of the pillar's knowledge once I was out of it. I mean, how was I to know? I'd never been off the damn thing. But you were pretty understanding about it. You lost all the knowledge you said you had? Your vision swells again, making you dizzy, and you feel your gut churn. You hear the cracking, snapping of bone, and Morte's howling in pain, screaming for someone to stop killing him, and your hand lashing out, again and again, and... Damn you, Skull! You lied to me. I thrust you back in that damnable pillar and leave you to die there. I thrust you back in the damnable pillar and leave you to die there. There's the clatter of bone against what sounds like metal, a floor or a wall, and the scratching of teeth knocked free. You can hear Morte mewling like a beaten dog for you to know that your suffering on the pillar will be nothing to the torment I will make you suffer. Wow, wir waren echt ein Arschloch. Your vision swells and Morte's cries ebb, fading into the chattering rhythm. So you realized I still had my uses, so I took up with you and I've been with you ever since. Morte, what did I want from the pillar and how long ago was it that I freed you? Morte thinks for a moment. Well, as for how long, I don't know the exact count, Chief. Ages, I suppose. I've done all I could to help you each time, but... Morte sighs. It's not easy. And as for what you wanted at the pillar, I don't know. Once you pried me off, I couldn't remember. Morte, why didn't you say something when we were at the mortuary? Morte suddenly becomes defensive. Because I never know who you're going to be. Some of your incarnations have been stark raving mad. One time you woke obsessed with the idea that I was your skull and chased me around the spire trying to shatter and devour me. Luckily you were crushed by a passing cart in the street. Another, good and lawful, you tried to thrust me back into the pillar because it's where I belonged. Morte smirks. That's why. Besides, no harm's ever come to you not knowing. Unsere vielen Incarnations. Mal so, mal so. Das ist aber auch lustig. Der Meinung, es sei unser Kopf. Ja, also offensichtlich haben wir ja noch eine vergleichsweise zivilisierte Incarnation erwischt diesmal. So you've stayed with me all this time. Well, yeah, Chief. I said I would. Morte always keeps his promises. He pauses. Well, most of them. There was this one chit on Baatorian who... You suddenly realize that Morte's tone has changed, past the joke. You realize he's trying to hide something about why he's with you. Morte, seriously, why are you still traveling with me? Chief, I said it's because I promised, alright? He looks irritated. What else could it be? I don't know. You didn't need to stick around after I freed you. Well, of course not, Chief, but I... And suddenly his tone of voice strikes a chord in you, and you know why he's remained with you all this time. You feel guilty. Because you led me to my death so long ago, isn't it? And you've been suffering ever since. Ach, come on, Chief. Me feel guilty? I'm Morte. No, I think that's it. When I came to free you from the fate you deserved, you couldn't help but try and help me. And when you could have left after I freed you, you remained, because you felt indebted. Morte is silent for a moment, looking at you. Maybe... You know what's funny? At first, I don't know what the feeling was. It kind of slowly eats at you, you know? I mean, at first I thought it was a side effect of some enchantment that bound me to you, but after a couple hundred years... Oh god. I realized it was more than that, something deeper. I just felt drawn, connected to you somehow. Maybe it's all your suffering, Chief, your torment. I don't know. Maybe I felt... I don't know, responsible for whatever it is I did. What if something I did brought you to this state? Thing is, I don't think me, or whoever I was, really ever had to see the consequences of all the lying and cheating I'd done. And when I saw you for the first time, when I was trapped on the pillar, somehow I knew that you were the one I'd betrayed. Once, long ago. And that's all I know. I see. Thanks for coming clean,
Updated my journal.
Wow. Yeah, don't thank me. Mort sighs, and to your surprise his voice seems stronger somehow, more confident. Some of the cracks and fractures in his skull have vanished, as if healed. Nah, the thanks is all to you. I feel like I just had a plane moved off my shoulders, so to speak.
You know, I feel stronger. I have become stronger.
Wow. Okay, mein lieber Mort. Stärke plus 4, Dexterity plus 2, Konstitution plus 2, ja. Mann, nicht schlecht. Tja, dir ist wirklich eine Last von den Schultern gefallen, auch wenn du keine Schultern hast. Okay. Ja, ich würde sagen, das reicht nur für dieses Video. Haben wir, also, ich sag mal, geografisch gesehen haben wir uns nicht wirklich weit bewegt. Ja?
Sweet smell of sensates and governors.
Achso, du meinst, ja, also wirklich weit gekommen sind wir nicht, aber dafür haben wir eine Menge über Mord erfahren. Das ist ja auch schon was. Und dann würde ich sagen, sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal hier wieder und ja, gucken uns dann mal weiter hier im Clerks Ward um. Okay, also bis dann. Tschüss.